Brooks, about ready. Is it on? I'll call a meeting to order of the Natrona County Commission, December 15th. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bertolio.
Here.
Commissioner Chadwick.
Here.
Commissioner Kaufman.
Here.
Commissioner Milne.
Here.
Chairman Hendry.
Here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, first we have approval of the consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and second to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we don't have any public hearings. But we do have a contract and resolution. Resolution 7420, requesting a countywide variance from the additional restrictions contained in within the 18th continuation of the statewide public health orders, number 1 and number 2. Is there a report?
Mr. Chairman, before you is a draft resolution of the Board of County Commissioners. At the direction of the commission, I drafted this request. What this would do is request the county health officer and the board of the Casper-Natrona County Health Department to seek essentially relief from the additional restrictions contained within statewide public health order 1 and 2. While not an exhaustive list, these additional restrictions include mandatory closures of restaurants and bars for on-site consumption from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., restrictions on gathering sizes at theaters, group workout classes, as well as public gatherings. Those two statewide orders are currently in effect, I think, through January 8th. And what this would do is, what this draft does is lays out some of the background and a case for why a variance for Natrona County should be granted from those additional restrictions.
Okay, is there any discussion? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, or whatever you are, Commissioner Bertolio.
Mr. Chair, thank you. Last week, as we were finishing our meeting, once again, we found out that orders are being issued and we get blindsided. It has happened with the mask mandates. It's happened time and time again that we are left out of the loop on making decisions that affect our community. We are not heartless or careless in our decision making. In this particular case, if you look at the numbers, they were already dropping drastically. The voluntary use of masks had already been going up when we were put into a mandatory mask. The number of people that are already not using our restaurants is dramatic. It was dramatic before. I don't know anybody that's going to a Christmas party this year. They've all been canceled. Our restaurant owners and their staff is looking at a very bleak Christmas, and that includes the gyms and everything else. Today we had 2 confirmed cases, 2 additional confirmed cases. Our numbers are dropping. That does not mean that we're out of the woods, but the public in large is already doing this without government getting in the way. I'm very concerned with the role that we're now feeling from the federal government with the new guidelines that are, in my opinion, and this is just mine, are the same stuff that the EPA and everyone else uses. Whatever's good for Washington, D.C. is good for everybody else. And I just believe that we in Natrona County can chart our own path and make our own decisions. And I recognize that this resolution will probably somewhat fall on deaf ears. We don't make that decision on the variance. That will be the county health officer as well as the state health officer. I just think it's an appropriate time to say, you know, we are paying attention and we would like some consideration, if not a variance, but at least next time maybe have some input by the elected officials as to things that are impacting our county. Thank you.
Anybody else? Commissioner
Mr.
Milne?
Chairman, it's pretty rare that I actually write notes for a resolution or anything that's going on. But this is important enough, I feel, that I did go ahead and jot a couple things down. First and foremost, I do want to give my condolences and sympathies to those affected by the Chinese virus, COVID-19. It is real. It is a thing. And for many people in our community, it has been a personal tragedy. I'm not saying anything else discounting other people's experiences. The resolution that we put forth, I don't see it as a political statement. I see this as us supporting our local businesses, our small businesses that are being hit by these regulations. You know, we need relief. These people need relief to keep operating, to survive, to succeed. Not just for them, but for our community. Because it doesn't just affect the business when they have problems. It affects their employees, their families, on down the road. The state mandates by appearances at this point for this set really don't seem to take into account the current trends that are going on. We had a huge spike, and everything since then has just been dropping off dramatically. Those numbers are taken straight from the state health's website, their numbers, they're reported. These mandates have been detrimental to our businesses. Shutting down or throttling down the economy is not the solution to this pandemic. And I think the mandates weren't made out of malice, though. They were made by good people trying to do what they think is right for our state, and you got to acknowledge that. But I don't think they took into account those trends or the unintended consequences that are happening because of those mandates. As we all know up here with the board, we don't control the county health officer. We can't direct him, we can make requests. The board, the county health board, really doesn't control him either or direct him. So while we can't direct him, we can make those requests. Remind him, state health, and the governor of these problems that are out there, that we need to take a holistic approach to solving this COVID issue rather than just a knee-jerk reaction. These policies are causing damage to our economy and to our businesses here. In general, we don't want to save the body, our community, at the expense of the mind and spirit, and that's what we're doing to our communities. We're saving the structure, but we're not saving the community. We're not saving those interpersonal connections that we all have. We're not saving those memories, those being human, going out and doing things. We're not saving that. We're just doing the bare minimum right now. So for me, with this resolution, basically it would be me, when I vote for yes, because I do support this resolution, it'll be me asking the county health officer to work with the state health, to take those considerations of not just the body, but of the mind and spirit as well, allowing people to gather, allowing businesses to thrive. I know that in time, we'll beat this thing, but it's how we beat this thing. What do we look like at the other end of this? That's all I'm asking. That's what that resolution does.
Other comments?
Go ahead.
Commissioner Kaufman?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I agree, Commissioner Milne, thank you for everything that you said, and I do think that, like, protecting commerce and our economy is critical. I think it's not even a fundamental difference, but why I'm challenged with this is the method where we keep requesting, we have since March, communication direct, and I feel like because we're not getting that, we're forced to potentially consider a resolution. So I would rather us go into a meeting on Thursday when the health board meets and make the request that way. I feel like our hand has been forced to be sitting at the table doing this today, when really what we're asking is for that kind of a courtesy to say, hey, can we collaborate and have an honest discussion about some of these things? So it's not that I disagree with this in principle, it's probably more with the steps taken to potentially have the conversation to get there. So those would be my comments. Thank you.
Commissioner Chadwick?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Everybody's pretty much covered the ground, but I just had a conversation with, if not the biggest, one of the biggest contractors in Natrona County. He's down to a third of his staff. He's looking at laying off half of those after the first of the year and shutting down his business totally. So this is having a dire effect on our local economy. It just shocked me when he told me what he was contemplating doing, because there's just no business. There's just nothing going on. So this is something that we have to address as politicians. And we were, in the words of a fellow politician, we were treated on a whim. And I don't think any of us like that. Not being even consulted in any way, shape, or form before the decision was made, and then told what we were going to do. I think we all objected to that very highly. And I've heard some of the same comments out of the city council. So this is pretty broad, that we feel that this resolution should go forward. And that's all I've got, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, as far as I'm concerned, when this was brought forward the other day, I'm all in. We've been telling everybody, if you wear a mask and you social distance, you wash your hands, do all that stuff, we don't need to close businesses. And this is exactly what this resolution speaks to. We don't want to close our businesses. They're having a tough enough time, as it's been said right now and here tonight. So I'm all in favor of doing everything that we can to keep our businesses open. And as long as we wear this little cloth, we can do that. So is there a motion for Resolution 74-20?
Mr. Chairman, I'd make the motion to approve Resolution 74-20 as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor of Resolution 74-20, say aye.
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 Those opposed? Motion carried. Public comment. Anyone wishing to have public comment for us tonight? Okay, we got a, yes. Yeah, turn that mic on.
Is it on? Okay. I guess I didn't know if you had any. My name's Gregory Hurst, 237 West 8th, apartment 6. I just didn't know if you had any specific ideas about what the hours of the restaurants and bars might be, since the resolution doesn't say anything quite about that. Are you just offering up? Do you have any ideas on that? Thank you.
I don't. If it goes back to the way it was, it'd be 2 o'clock, I suppose, they close, and then open at 5. So I do not know. That's something that the city can get involved with, and if this goes any farther. But I don't think this does not speak to that, the times. It's kind of an overreach to close them at 10 o'clock. As I heard one time, not too long ago, I think one of my commissioners said, everybody that's going to the bars, they probably already had it. And if you close the bars, then they're going to go to private houses and they're going to have a party anyway, and nobody's wearing a mask there. So this could backfire. But any other ideas, thoughts? Commissioner Chadwick?
I am the liaison to the County Health Board, and we talk on a pretty regular basis. And so more of this will be a collaborative decision, what would be asked for, because ultimately we don't, neither us, the Health Board, or the City Council can force anything on the county health officer. So, but we can certainly have a conversation with him.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I think that's basically it right there, is we're asking for collaboration, professional courtesy, pure and simple. Those mandates, these directives that are coming out, we'd like to have a little bit of skin in the game since it's affecting our community so much.
Any other public comment? Okay, commissioners' comments. Commissioner Kaufman.
So my comments tonight would be directed at Commissioner Chadwick. And obviously, I think everybody in the room knows, I mean, we haven't seen this many people at a commission meeting since we sold the hospital.
So can this be a roast?
Maybe, it might be. Hold on, I have my notes. Just kidding. But anyways, I just want to take a minute and acknowledge Forrest and your contribution to the commission. And when Matt Keating made the decision to run for assessor, I reached out to you and I said, hey, I'm pretty interested in running and I don't know what it means and I'm really scared and I don't know what it looks like. And you sat with me for 90 minutes in Eggington's, and we probably talked for 6 because everyone in Eggington's came up and wanted to have a conversation with you. So from that to your mentorship, to your friendship, to your guidance through my most recent campaign, you have been so influential and so important in my life. And to the residents of the county, you're so smart, and we'd say all the time, what a loss this will be. I mean, I'm super excited for the journey that you're about to go on, and I'm sure Debbie is equally as excited. But it's a real loss for us, and I just want to thank you for your contribution. It's meant a lot. So thank you for your time and your energy and your service. It matters. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mr.
Commissioner
Chairman?
Milne.
Yeah, Forrest, I want to basically echo that. The experience that you have with this board, that you bring to the conversation every time we talk about anything, you know the background, and that's going to be sorely missed because it is important. The time that you put in here, I really do want to thank you, and everything that I've learned from you, just observing you and talking with you over the last couple of years. It means a lot, and I do appreciate it. I am kind of concerned, though. I'm not sure who's going to keep the parliamentarian rules going here for us. I guess we'll have to lean on Eric again a little bit more or something. I don't know. Somebody's going to have to study, but thank you, sir.
Commissioner Bertolio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would also echo a very big thank you to Forrest. I too was appointed. The leadership I got from Forrest as well as John Lawson when I came on was incredible. Coming from, I always say, now I call it the lower house of local government to the upper house. One thinks that being on the city council and just running over and being a county commissioner is the same thing, and I very quickly learned that is entirely not true. And while I thought I would have a leg up on learning some stuff because of all my years of being on the city, I was sorely wrong. And the amount of time Forrest and John took me under their wings and explained everything from budgeting to how the WCCA works and NACO and all that was so invaluable to me. And so I greatly appreciate all of your time and effort, and you will be sorely missed. Thank you.
Well, since there's nobody else to call on, I'll have my bite at the apple. Forrest, I can remember, and I'm sure you can, when you left the Fair Board, I said, well, you know, there is a spot open on the county commission. And, you know, I'll be darned, you didn't run for that and got it. And we have enjoyed you being here. That was 12 years ago, wasn't it? 8 years ago. But what you've done for the state and the WCCA, you were chairman of the Federal Lands Committee at WCCA, took it very seriously. You've got our long-range natural resource plan going here in the county, and that'll be coming out pretty quick. But you got that rolling, and you've done an awful lot for this county, and thank you very much. But in addition to that, you did a lot at national, at NACO. You were on the Federal Lands Committee and represented Wyoming very well. And then I can remember we sent you on a couple of little side jaunts because of your work back in D.C. and your contacts. You and Bailey went over to the Department of Interior, and we're going to have some gravel pits on Buffalo Creek and around that area so we can gravel some of those roads out there. And they wouldn't even talk about it until the ball came down from the top. And so we really appreciate your work nationally as well as in the state and as well as here. Your works on the budget over the years has really been great, and we appreciate that. We want to spend some money, and Forrest is always looking at the paperwork saying, hey, wait a minute, we can't do that. And boy, I don't know who's going to take that on, because I'm ready to spend, hell. But we've got a couple of little deals for you, and I think that Michelle has got quite a little foray out there for you tonight, and we can have a couple of not cocktails, but maybe drinks and eat on a carrot and chew on you some more. But we have a couple of things to present to you. Come on up. So there's a little plaque that'll go on his wall somewhere on that camper, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll fit in there.
Yeah. On behalf of the citizens of Natrona County, for your sincere dedication and service for years as county commissioner, 2013 to 2021. Thank you. Very valuable. And then when things don't quite get going too good at home, you can pound the gavel.
She'll do that.
She's coming up.
She's got a bigger
Okay.
hammer, though.
You'll get a bigger hammer. All right, so here is a gavel and
So I can be boss of my own home.
okay, whatever. Okay. Now let's make it official. Let's take these off of here. Then you can see who was really here.
Thank you.
One more. Okay, well, as in any good roast, the last guy has an opportunity.
So do I get to speak?
So it'll be a privilege, Commissioner Chadwick, to call on you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, one of the things you worry about as a commissioner, and I've heard it from legislators repeatedly, is the brain drain. When somebody leaves, it does create a void. And it always worries you when you lose someone who has that experience. But I'm not worried. This group, each one has their own abilities and capabilities, and they're not afraid to step forward and do it, get the job done. Each one of them is going to be able to fill the holes. I don't have any worries about that. So I feel really good about going to South Padre Island. And that's all I've got, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Well, back on another serious note, what I would like to say is I guess mainly to the YouTube video people that are out there, we're having BOE hearings, and we've whittled some of them down. Not everybody is showing up that has been scheduled lately. We're going to try a little different method of scheduling people, and you'll be getting a letter in the mail. And when you get that letter, it'll show you how to get into the website and pick a day that you want to come in. And the BOE hearings, it's taken up quite a bit of time, but it's for the taxpayer. And I would encourage everybody to sign up and come in. Of the ones that we've done, you guys can weigh in on this if you'd like. The ones that we've heard, probably half, we've found something in the questioning that the assessors worked out. And I really wish that it would have been worked out before it got into the BOE hearings, but it didn't. So I would encourage everybody to go ahead and come in and state your case. A lot of them, it's because of the 6-year rotation in assessments, and they got caught, and their valuations went up. But I guess we have to tell them that on the Board of Equalization. But anyway, I would encourage everybody to go ahead and sign up and come on in. And I'm really disappointed that you won't be able to help us for us.
I'm not.
Okay, anything else? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.